Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Bugatti. Previously on Kimba TV. Will it be just a sweep of the sweep? I don't know. Is it going to go all the way down and do a full rotation of 26.6? I would love that. Let's go! Boy, quit playing with me! 26.6, 26.5, that was the zone. We got the full rotation. The idea is done. Sweep? Single print. Single print's one word, right? Here we go, baby. How we doing? Good morning. I got that coffee. We in New York. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. You know, we about to go to Liquidation, y'all. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bugatti. Oh, snap, there's a shizzle. Oh, it looks like that Sato video. It looking like that Sato video. Uh-oh, hot dog. Y'all know what it is. Good morning, CPI Bugatti. CPI Bugatti. How we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, CPI Thursday. We gonna get nasty? Are we gonna get nasty? How many of y'all did your homework and studied? Ooh, Bugatti. Y'all know what it is. It's looking like that Sato video. 20 minutes on the hourly candle close. How y'all doing? Is everybody caught up? Yannick says someone long on ETH. You would already be in a long. Yannick, are you caught up on the highlights from yesterday, my guy? Yeah, so you would hopefully, if you are going to long, you're either in the 26.5 entry or you got the golden pocket. Right? So you're already in from here, which is a level that we were waiting for I don't know, like a week, 2 weeks, or you got the golden pocket retrace. That's it. All right? And then other than that, you know, maybe you got into a short yesterday at golden pocket here, but for the most part, I would assume most people are in shorts from up here like I am. All right, that's it. But if you look at the smaller or the higher time frame, you already know what we're going to do. You should already know what we're going to do. It's always the same. It shouldn't matter if it's like 1 hour candles, 4 hour candles. You know, the math is the math. So if you saw this on the 5-minute time frame, you know what you would expect. You hit the golden pocket, went to the 0.5, nuked through the golden pocket, found support at 786. You know we're gonna either do this or go to the 0.5, and then this will be the pivot, right? It's the same as yesterday. Dorn B says, was kind of hoping for more volatility on the numbers release, but guess we already had a lot last few days. Yeah, so Dorn B, what we were telling people to do is there's a couple of times in the last few years when PPI came out before CPI. And so if you go back and take a look at those days, it really doesn't matter if it's CPI first or PPI first. Whatever number comes out first usually creates the volatility. So yeah, I mean, it is CPI, but if you go back and you look at historical patterns, the first day is usually more volatile. So it's like PPI kind of took the storm. That's why I said I was going to wake up early for PPI as well. Just take a look at what it did in the past. As always, the data is always there for you. You don't have to guess. Yeah, so we just completed the full rotation. First off, I don't know how you got 29K. The rotation from 26.5 would go to back here. So here, I'll make it dead ass simple for y'all. If it does this, we're rotating back here. Like 28.3, 28.4 would be the full rotation if we get back in here. Okay, if we do this, then we're going to rotate probably back up to here again. So it's the same as yesterday, y'all. Y'all got golden pocket right here. You have single print right there. You got this right here. You got your 0.5. We've seen this before, gentlemen. I wouldn't really overcomplicate it. It's either going to do this, right? It'll be a fake out. It'll get back in. Go. Dat says, got in at 265.50. I am Gucci. Let's go, big boy. Let's go, big boy. Yeah, so longers. We need that zone claimed as support. Get more crypto says, I want a big green dildo. Uh-oh. On the charts? On the charts. Alrighty. Juicy Crim, what's going on? Mars Biker says, I get round tripped a lot. Hey, man, I'm right there with you. Do you have any advice for me to try and avoid this? Well, you know, if you've been watching Mars Biker, I have been pretty disciplined about not doing that the last 2-3 weeks. What do you guys think, chat? I've been pretty good about TPing and closing, right? At the end of the day, Mars Biker, you just gotta you need to adjust and evolve within your parameters. You know, I don't know exactly what you're doing that's causing you to get round tripped. Okay, one thing that has helped me is I'm trading on multiple sub accounts. I will have one that I'm gonna swing for a home run on, and then I'll have another one with a slightly smaller position that I'll respect the mathematical levels at. And so I get my home run fix, but I also am respecting the levels and I'm being objective. So, you know, sometimes it's just a lot of times people will set limits and TPs and stop losses with the data that they have at that moment, and they don't adjust for what comes in an hour, 4 hours, or the next day. Okay, so you can't just sit there and take it. You know what I mean? The data that comes in always changes. So some people are like oblivious to the new data that's coming in. Okay, so you got to be objective. The other thing too is maybe you might be on like a higher time frame. All right. And the last thing is as long as you are mentally prepared, then it really doesn't matter what happens. All right. But at some point you have to be improving and you have to be evolving. So if you want to consistently swing for home runs, that's okay. But if you're constantly getting round tripped, you're probably missing out on some form of improvement that you could be doing. So lots of different ways to kind of handle it. You know, you could divide it into sub accounts. You could have positions that you swing for home runs on. So something like that. Does that help, Mars? Mike, thanks so much for this. It's much appreciated. My pleasure, Mars. It's a struggle that we all have, though, including myself. But if you've been watching me like the last 2-3 weeks, I've been way more quick to TP and close. So you see how like I had 100 Bitcoin position, but I closed all that out at 27. And that's what kind of let me play, and I still have the whole thing short running. I'm also hedging. So I have 150 Bitcoin from 26575 on Kraken, and I have 160 Bitcoin from 26650, I think, on Kraken. So yeah, if you're hedging, if you have, you know, if you're shaving, I think there's different ways that you can allow yourself to swing. But play with it, Mars. But you can hear me literally talk out loud. and struggle internally with if I wanted to have a home run or not. So I ended up with, okay, I'm going to keep the whole short going, but I'm going to hedge. Yeah, so you want to be prepared and planning, you know. You don't want to be talking about or like hallucinating liquidity at 26.5 so that you can get in. And it's actually kind of funny, not talking about anybody individualistically, but from a retail standpoint, you know that everybody that's like, oh my God, 26.5 again, please, I long, I swear, will probably chicken out when we get down there talking about, oh man, it looks bearish now. You know, so instead of getting stuck like that, how long were we talking about 26.5 and 26.6? You know, so you man up, you nut up, and you take it when it's there. So you're not the guy talking about, hey, let's go back and grab that liquidity again. No. If S&P wants to dump today, you might get it. So yeah, it is tricky. There isn't that much liquidity down there. If S&P wants to go below the GEX flip at below like 43.65, then yes, I bet Bitcoin will go sweep the sweep down bottom. Right? If S&P starts to go below GEX flip, then yeah, I bet Bitcoin's going to go sweep the sweep on the low and you're going to get your 26.4. You know, it's probably going to bounce off that POC like 26, like 430, 450 on the sweep. I don't know. Y'all see it, right? The POC down there. So the GEX flip is still here, 62 or whatever. Yeah, but if you're going to start to approach that or start to close below it, then you've got a real big shot of getting that 26.5 sweep. Zemo, what's your thoughts about 25.8? I mean, we talked about it many times, Zemo. So you want to rewind and get the full answer if you really want it. Some people were talking about the 25.9. You could definitely bounce from there. But for me, I won't be opening. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it's a concrete thing, but I don't think I have to look for any more hedge longs if we get stopped out on this 7.5 bounce, Zemo. Because if you look at the higher time frame, at some point, this is going to break. Okay, at some point, this uptrend is going to break. It's already kind of breaking. Okay, so this is going to start to be the thing that, you know, we're going to have to get ready for, right? Oh, head and shoulders, target 17K. Crypto is going to do some goofy shit like this. Oh, 17K. You know? So my next long, where do you think my next long is going to be? Single print. Hee. Bye. Yeah, bye.
Yes.
Especially if I see a bunch of open interest in CVD indicating to me that shorts are getting trapped, right? Yeah. So for me, brother, like at some point it's gonna do the neckline. Okay. I haven't closed my Big Daddy short. Okay. Now, could you do something like this? And do another head and shoulders. That's possible. Okay, that's possible. You could get like maybe a bearish retest. Okay, so I don't want to say don't long. Okay, but I have my hedge long at the 7.5 and I have my Big Daddy short still running. So just what I would do is just focus on the charts. Don't worry so much about, oh, is he doing this? Did he say this? Don't compare yourself to other people. Bugatti! All right, I hope that helps. I love you. Let's go. Parastas, do you have any questions on what I'm doing? You know that I haven't touched a single cent of my big short, yes? Come on. All right, we Gucci? Ghost BTC says, did you get stop loss? Boy, what do we talk about when it comes to stop loss? I feel like we actually went over this and why we put it closer to the 1. There's two things. First things first, we put the 886 stop loss halfway, right? But we also talk about, do you really want to nickel and dime $40? Why don't you just put it at a lower low? Alrighty, but there's two things. First thing, and Lions, help me out here. I feel like we talk about this at least once a week, okay? Because of this exact goddamn scenario, okay? That happens all the time. So you can either put your stop loss halfway through 886 and 1, or you can man up and just say, you know what? It's only $40 fucking dollars. Am I going to nickel and dime? If I'm trying to not get stopped out, you put it on a lower low. So let this be, Lions, veterans, help me out. We've seen this thousands of times, okay? If this is your first time seeing it, this is why we say, technically you're supposed to put it behind the 886, halfway through the 886, but this happens a lot. So if you're trying to not get stopped out, do you really give a shit about $40 more? Yeah, basically the plan is, I don't know if you've been following along, but we are looking at the Gex flip, okay? So we always talk about, Bugatti. We always talk about on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on a CPI, PPI, any sort of federal day, it's going to be up to S&P, okay? So if I was adding onto... First off, do you remember 2-3 days ago when I was talking about, do we close above the Gex flip or below the Gex flip? Do you remember when we started doing that? Tomorrow is Friday. You know that, right? Tomorrow is the big day that we've been counting down for. It's options expirations. So you look at tomorrow's gammas. You tell me if we should be in a long or short. Parastas. Do you remember do you remember on Tuesday what I said about the weekly options expirations, what it's looking like? So you know that I have 150 Bitcoin from 575, right? And I added on MEXC. Do you know that, Parastas? Well, you missed when I got filled first, but you know that I have 150 long on Kraken at 26575. And I have a MEXC 262 Bitcoin long from 653. Viteberu says ETH going down bad. What the down diddly is ETH doing? Hey, Parastas, we talked about this. Is this bitch gonna sweep or what? You didn't tell me to long. You didn't say that, boy. Whoa. Is this golden pocket? Boy, I'm going to go let us up again, y'all. Y'all are tripping for nothing. It's mathin'. Show me when it deviates out of the mathematical probabilities, y'all. Okay, it got rejected at golden pocket. It's at 786 right now. Okay, in my opinion, the only time that I'm gonna long ETH is when it does a bullish retest outside of this diagonal resistance on the daily. That's when I'm gonna long ETH. Okay, until then, I think ETH could go all the way down to potentially 1368 sweep. Rangy says, Kimba, the home run swinger, trying to. All right, so that being said, our first even attempt would be to see if it does a sweep. So is everybody planned for the sweep? Okay, we talked about that point of control at 450. Motas was saying a 300 number. Everybody knows what kind of levels are down here. Bugatti. Everybody should have plans ready to go because the first thing that we talked about this morning was either it's going to be a sweep play or the short of the single print. So, all right, if it does it, no excuses. You guys had how many fucking hours to plan this out? I got one more work call left. It didn't sweep. That's hilarious. Nick Cannon, you're hilarious. Hey, give it up for reading the gammas right. You guys want some alpha shit? So like, you want to put some lebalales? Let's put some what color? What color? What color? Before my work call starts, quick. What color y'all want? Profit green? Okay, profit green or alpha levels. So you guys see the 27540 on Addis? Okay, that guy shows up again. Bourbon says, so Kimba, you kind of switched to a more bullish bias or the same as before? Okay, that's a good question. Let me say this, Bourbon, and this is kind of what I was talking about yesterday. So Burbeezy, do you remember when I said idea-wise, conceptually, that the short is complete because it did the full rotation and we hit 550, 600, 500, that zone? So the short is done, and you got to start from a completely objective bias. Okay? The only reason why I'm still letting the short run is because I feel like I have a really nice bottom hedge. And you know that I have 150 bit Kraken long, and I also have a 262 MEXC long. And I said it earlier too, it's gonna be different the way you interpret 26.5, 26.6 if you just are reacting to it and you feel like it's bullish or bearish versus me shorting from 28.3, talking about 26.6, 26.5 for almost 10 days now, right? So we're all going to have a little bit of a different interpretation in terms of time frames and, you know, the bigger picture. Okay. So you know that I'm taking a shot on a long here, right, Bourbon? And I don't know how many times I've said this, but if this long don't work, then I'm probably not longing until a higher time frame, lower low. Like that 23.8 or, you know, maybe even a 24 or whatever. Okay. Now, just to kind of clear things up on potential trades that you could take, we did Operation Green Lantern. Okay. These, in my opinion, are the most important levels. You got 2 levels to the upside. You got 2 levels to the downside. They're higher time frame TPO value areas. Okay, Bourbon? Yeah, so Bourbon, I mean, best believe that I'm for sure loading up on longs. You understand that, right, Bourbon? But I'm basically I feel like I'm hedged really, really well because if this long, I pretty much have like a Pico bottom long. So if the long doesn't work, then it's great. And the reason why is because the only thing that I'm really doing is I'm sacrificing the unrealized profit as soon as I enter the long, right? As long as I have the hedge, whatever money that the short is making, I'm losing on the long, right? But I get to market dump 400 Bitcoin. It's nothing, right? But at a very pivotal point, I'm going to dump 400 Bitcoin basically for free. All right. If I get stopped out on the short, I'm basically market dumping 262 Bitcoin for free. So I think I'm in a pretty nice little situation right here. Okay, but I'm neither, Burby. But for me, this is a very crucial level. We've been talking about it for quite some time now. So confluence of Fibonacci, confluence of VWAP, confluence of even like higher time frame, like traditional market stuff, like 200 EMA that a lot of institutions are looking at right now, right? You guys know about the 200 EMA and stuff. We don't really talk about EMAs or moving averages, but Institutions are looking at that shit, right? It's touching it again. So this is a pretty pivotal point. If it's going to go from here, awesome. You know what I mean? I have a 400 Bitcoin long position. Let's fucking get up here and let's juice the fuck up again. And if I get stopped out, I'm going to help my long, and I still take like 330K on the short. So I guess answer your question, I'm pretty neutral right now. There's really nothing other than like some bullshit retail 1 hour bull div, double bottom, hanging. Okay, it's probably going to get giggity. All right, but in the shorter time frame of things, because Bourbon, for me to really be bullish, you know what I would need? The gammas tomorrow morning. Okay, this morning, were you here this morning when we talked about how when the open interest is negative like that, it's gonna run away from the big peak? It ran away from 4,400. So that's like earlier in the day, we were talking about, okay, look, the biggest gamma is 4,400. Okay, so maybe the motherfucker wants to tap it and then nuke, you know? And that's why we were talking about, okay, single prints up here. Let's see what the reaction is, okay? Maybe it taps this, and then it nukes. You know, all it did was it did what it was supposed to do. It ran away from the biggest gamma, okay? So now what I need to see is tomorrow. There you go, Bourbon. You were here. Yeah. So if I really want to be bullish on Friday options expirations, I need S&P to be bullish, yes? So I'm pretty neutral right now, Bourbon. If I wasn't so confused, I would have closed the long or the short, and I would just be unidirectional. But you've been here for like, what, a year plus? How rare is it for me to even talk about hedging? So you know I'm a little confused. I don't know. Okay, so all the last trade that we had, the 28.3 full rotation and identifying the 26.6, 26.5 zone, done. Ooh, I got a little surprise for y'all.
Present, I am Barto. I am #1 Korean streamer. I eat retail traders like I eat my kimchi. I don't need Bugatti because I have moped. Get nasty.
All right, thank you, Bato. Interesting. This is the white hoodie, the coveted white hoodie. You cannot buy it. The Jedi Order of Liquania must choose you. White hoodie, let's get it.
Present, Bugatti. 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 Bugatti.
I did the wrong TTS. Okay, it was supposed to be like Bugatti boys, let's go. Like, what happened in the other message, man? The fuck? That's not what I typed. I want my money back. One of the reasons why I'm kicking it with y'all till the daily candle closes, there is a significance if we can get above the previous day open. Right? So 860, 900, 950, if we close the daily candle close above any of those levels, bulls, I would say maybe gain an extra 7 to 10%. Very significant. So we got 90 more minutes, and let's continue to do some giveaways. We Gucci? But one of the reasons why I kind of feel like, you know, I have a big ass short that I'm still letting run because I would like to see lower on ETH. I need to see ETH BTC actually do some sort of bullish retest. And like, look at DOT. Like DOT's getting super close to the mega sweep. Remember this? Do you know the significance of $3.53? It's that, dude. It's like the inception sweep. Oh my God. It's the Bugatti it's like the birth sweep. Otherwise, if you lose this, if it doesn't sweep this, you're going to go like reverse price discovery. How low can you go type of shit. Right? But that's a sweep that we've been waiting for quite some time, and holy shit, we're close. So that's about it. Alrighty, that's more on the higher time frame. So the rest I would just kind of defer to you. Alrighty, because that didn't even include identifying single prints, TPO, value area low, value area highs, volume, value area low, value area highs. So you're going to want to confluence those levels and then throw on some big daddy swing high, swing low Fibonacci's. And any level that confluences with golden pocket or 7.5, those are the levels that you want to sort of watch. Okay, but you still need to, after identifying those levels, you still need to actually watch the open interest CVD as you approach those levels to give yourself an even higher edge on if you want to take that position or not. Okie dokie. So same thing as Biddy, but we didn't even talk about the volume point of controls and that value areas. We didn't even talk about TPO value areas. You have like 5th grade TA, seen this shit a million motherfucking times, Fibonacci movements. Right? 618 bounce, 05, nuke through 0786, some sort of bearish retest. Is that what we're seeing right now? Hard to tell. It could be doing something like this. Okay, but when you turn on the single print is like where? Look. Single print's right there. And this fucker's like right here. So when you see that, you immediately are thinking, okay, we could come here, get the single print, sweep this motherfucker, and then go back down. Yep, right? Same thing up here. We've seen the 0.5 pivot, okay? So we could just come right back. Whoops. Sweep, fuck. All right, yeah, so sweep, single print grab, and then go. So that's clearly a level. That's clearly a level, right? Swing high, swing low is also golden pocket right there, right? Lots of confluence right there. So nothing has changed. The levels to the upside, and then you're probably looking for a sweep. I wouldn't long anymore if I get stopped out on this long. But here is I think the most important thing. The open interest is at 500 plus. And don't take my word for it. Go back and take a look. Anytime that it goes above 500, you're looking about like a $700,000 candle easy. You just don't know when it's coming. When it gets to over close to like $1 billion, that's when you start to see like $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 candles. So I think it would be extremely foolish to be like super biased and be extra bullish or extra bearish. Who the fuck knows? You know, take shots. Obviously, if it goes up and it does a swing failure pattern and you want to put your limits starting from the sweep level all the way to the golden pocket and your stop loss is a higher high, that's fucking awesome. You know, if the open interest and the open interest delta is helping you, even better. Yeah, it's all I know is that this is a very crucial level. It's the last place where I would really comfortably and in a enjoyable manner be longing, right? But it really is a hedge. So I think I'm perfectly positioned, you know, and if this just nukes, that's awesome too. Yeah. So did you see the Operation Green Lantern? So 25940 is a really important TPO level for me. 27970 is a really important TPO level for me. Okay, so if for some reason we rotate that way, then you already know where I'm starting to close out my short, and right here I'm fully out. Okay, and then if we can get here, I'm gonna see the reaction. And then if we can get here, I'm TPing the long, and I'm going to start attempting a short. If we fall, I think I'm going to start to attempt a long here, but it's, again, I wouldn't really mind if it dropped through that too. I just want to protect the short, right? Because I really want... Pink, 1.2 million. So just in case, I want to try to hold on to it as long as I can, and I'll just keep hedge longing, you know. But that level down there, the 25.8, 25.9, that's the last one, I think. Yep. But the last thing that I would probably advise you to do, just to make sure, Mo Guy, is you need to like hypothetically imagine if you get filled and stopped out for everything, you're okay with what you are gonna lose, right? And just like me, Every time, the whole time that I'm in a hedge long, any sort of profit on the short, I'm pissing away, right? Because it cancels each other out. All right, y'all stay safe. We got weekly options expirations. So this GEX flip right here is really the only level that, going from here to now is what's relevant, because all of these gamma levels are from 0 days from the week. Okay, so it's really, for now, it's that simple. Is it above or below the GEX flip? And then we'll take a look at what the open interest gammas look like, and we'll take a look at what the option flow gammas look like. And that's it. Alien. All right, market maker. Oh, remember this? Remember this? Oh, we gonna do the damn thing tomorrow. We gonna do the damn thing tomorrow, y'all. Look at this. This is swag the fuck out. We gonna get nasty tomorrow, y'all. We're gonna have more fun. We're gonna do more giveaways tomorrow. Probably at least more merch, right? Pseudo Saeed, you guys are the fucking best. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise, okay? Swag the fuck out. International Lions. The jungle is in your hands, okay? Don't let no hyenas come in. Longer, shorters, I'm rooting for each and every one of you guys. You guys know the whole spiel, all right? Sato, tell them what happens, what you're going to do if they get into positions without no stop loss.